Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Chris Flaherty and Robert Paris, Peter Brown with the weather, and Maddie Shipka with the community calendar. Thank you for joining us. Burlington's water tower at 72 Center Street will soon be the home to a new wireless antenna. The planning board last week approved a proposal by AT&T to install 3 additional panel antenna and 6 remote radio units to the top of the tower, which is already home to a number of wireless signal devices. In the application, AT&T argued that the new antenna would fit existing Burlington laws and regulations by having no undue adverse impacts upon historic resources, scenic views, residential property values, or man-made resources, and the aesthetic qualities of the town. It further states the facility is passive in nature and does not generate unreasonable noise, odors, smoke, waste, or significant amounts of traffic. The facility has and will continue to comply with all applicable federal, state, and local laws, regulations, and guidelines, including applicable radio frequency emissions standards, and the application had added those long sentences. The project also adheres to the Federal Spectrum Act's regulations on eligible support structures by not exceeding the size limitations and by not significantly altering the appearance of the tower or defeat any existing concealment elements. Members of the planning board, who due to federal regulations had limited abilities to make changes or deny the plan, worked out an agreement with AT&T on some aesthetic improvements. These included a new fence and plantings at the base to make it a more appealing site. The project was approved on the condition that William Gaffney, a member of the board with experience in these types of projects, was satisfied with the details of a new report on the project given to the board the day of the meeting. The district has a new restaurant that attracted quite a crowd for its grand opening celebration and ribbon cutting. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford was there and has this look.
Diners in Burlington looking for some quality and unique Asian offerings have a new place to check out. Feng Shui Restaurant and Lounge held their grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony for its new location in the district on Monday evening and was greeted by a packed house of local officials, business leaders, and hungry diners eager to try Burlington's newest restaurant's offerings. So, what exactly is Feng Shui all about?
Feng Shui focuses on Asian food with sushi, with teppanyaki, and Chinese food. For Chinese food, we have deep talents in our culinary team that have authentic contemporary Chinese food, as well as some fine-tuned Americanized Chinese food.
Diners can watch sushi rolls being made by chefs with some fancy techniques as they wait for the food. They will also notice the fresh fish and seafood right at hand and ready to be prepared. Quality ingredients, the owners say, are of utmost importance.
It's our top priority to get the food with the best quality. Our largest supplier is Cisco, and we got the sushi from the sushi vendors from New York. They constantly provide us the best material, the top quality. This is like a prerequisite in order for us to present you the best food. It's only a small part, but it's a very important part, essential.
With the name Feng Shui, it is safe to assume a good deal of thought went into the design of the atmosphere and layout of the restaurant.
We want to create a relatively contemporary, easy environment, to have a free flow of qi so that they sit down, they feel very comfortable. We build a very high ceiling with those sound absorption material so that they don't feel that sitting in a bigger restaurant. They still have their privacy. We also build in with the full consideration of Feng Shui concept. Feng Shui is a layout in architecture that promote how you can sit down and feel at home.
During the grand opening, restaurant staff bustled about handing out appetizers, making drinks, and preparing food, all with big smiles. Mr. Zhang said preparing the staff to provide quality customer service was a big part of getting the restaurant ready for the grand opening.
Service is one of the 3 pillars of our quality side. Quality, we talk about the material, talk about we get talents of the chef, but also it's very crucial that deliver them with a total dining experience. It's not just here come to enjoy the food, but also enjoy the environment, the service. We always have our customer as our first priority. customer satisfaction is what we view as our top prize.
Finally, the first Feng Shui opened 11 years ago, and since that time the owners have been eyeing a Burlington location. Now that they have opened here, they say the welcome has been great.
This time is very business friendly. We work with each of the board of planning, appeal, selectmen board. They give us full support all the time. The departments of this town administration are great. They are very supportive to resolve a lot of issues. Sometimes they give us even advice how to solve the problem. I cannot thank more to them for their support. I really love to come to this Burlington. This is a great neighborhood for business.
At Feng Shui, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
A new Indian restaurant that replaced an existing Indian establishment is now official with the town. Aisha Jinwala, owner of Made Cuisine at 184 Cambridge Street, was at last week's planning board meeting for a special permit for the restaurant. Made Cuisine opened in August after Jinwala bought the location from the previous owner, but had not yet been before the board to get all the required permits. Planning staff said after the name of the restaurant was changed, they realized the permit needed to be updated and so added Made Cuisine to the agenda, but that it was mostly a formality. Everything is pretty standard and there was no new conditions other than revising standard conditions like updates to the lighting policy, said senior planner Christine Kasner. She added that the fire department, board of health, and building department were asked for an evaluation of the property and none had any concerns. Jinwala said he bought the restaurant 4 months ago after managing a different restaurant for 15 years. He added that he is looking forward to being in Burlington. According to its website, Made Cuisine is an authentic Indian restaurant for those who enjoy food with friends and family. The restaurant prepares a 100% halal certified menu with taste and tradition in mind, the website states. The lunch buffet has vegetarian and non-vegetarian options, while their dinner offers an a la carte menu. The Burlington Food Pantry recently upgraded the interior part of the building to allow clients easier access to items they might need. In addition, they also have extended the hours of distribution. BNEWS reporter Robert Paris went to learn more and files this report.
The Burlington Food Pantry has hit high gear as the holiday season is among us. This week I went down to the pantry to check out their brand new renovation setup.
So over Columbus Day weekend, we were closed on Columbus Day, so that gave us a long weekend. So Thursday, when we wrapped up distribution, we had a group from Info Group come in and help us disassemble the pantry. So we basically emptied the building. And then over Friday and Saturday, we did some thorough cleaning, some minor repairs to the building, and then Monday, Columbus Day, we had groups from Erlen Construction and Salesforce come in and help us put everything back together in our new layout.
Clients will have the opportunity to come in whenever they are flexible.
I think they have a little bit more freedom. They can shop on their own. They don't have to be set to an appointment date, so they can come whenever it's convenient for them, if it's in their schedule. And they can get food on a weekly basis rather than trying to plan their meals for months ahead, because who does that? So this is a little bit easier. They can get what they need when they need it.
In addition to the new interior, they also made some changes to their distribution schedule.
Much more extensively, we expanded our hours. We almost tripled our hours.
Yeah, close.
Clients can come in without an appointment. They are welcome to come in every week, and they get more food than they did before with the new setup.
In the efforts to help the Burlington community, People Helping People will once again be having their annual raffle fundraiser and holiday wish tree program.
Right now there's a Capital Grill raffle. It's a dinner for 6, worth about $1,000, and it helps to pay for money for the holiday meals. You can purchase tickets online at peoplehelpingpeopleinc.org, or you can go to Spencer Cleaners, both of their sites, and also to Whole Bunch of Flowers to purchase tickets. The holiday program is going to start at the Burlington Mall on Friday, November 23rd. The wish tree will be open from noon until 8 weekdays, and from 10 until 8 on Saturday, and 12 until 6 on Sundays. So stop by the mall. We're located on the 2nd floor, right above Santa, between the Coach store and Ann Taylor.
From the Burlington Food Pantry, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
As a follow-up to the last piece, Burlington's premier charity organization, People Helping People, a nonprofit organization that will in 2018 distribute 225,000 pounds of food to families through the Burlington Community Food Pantry, is once again holding its annual raffle fundraiser. There are many people in need in the town of Burlington. A release from the organization states it could be a neighbor, someone sitting next to you in church, or perhaps at a school event. In addition to receiving their monthly food distribution in December, we would like to once again provide these families with resources to enjoy a holiday dinner with their family. People Helping People is holding their 8th annual Capitol Grill raffle for a chance to win $1,000 gift certificate to the Capitol Grill in Burlington. The prize, which covers dinner for 6, including wine, was donated by the Capitol Grill at 10 Wayside Road in Burlington. Raffle tickets are just $20 each and can be purchased from Janet Sullivan Fitzgerald, sullivanfh@comcast.net, Dan DiTucci at Spencer Cleaners at 271 Cambridge Street and 240 Middlesex Turnpike, Old Town Liquors at 242 Cambridge Street, and from John and Shannon at A Whole Bunch of Flowers Market at 326 Cambridge Street. Tickets can be now purchased online through the organization's new website, www.peoplehelpingpeopleinc.org. Just go to the section that says Events and Fundraising. The tickets will be sold during and throughout November and December. The drawing will be the first week of January. Clergy members and parishioners of multiple faiths gathered at Burlington's Presbyterian Church on Monday for the annual Thanksgiving Interfaith service. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford was in attendance and has this report.
Burlington's Presbyterian Church was filled with people of all faiths last Monday night for the annual Thanksgiving Interfaith service. Local clergy members as well as town and local officials gathered to participate in the service meant to bring people of different faiths together to express our shared humanity and dispel notions of difference among God's people. Those in attendance said the annual tradition is an inspirational event that shows how people can worship and celebrate together.
Well, I think that there are common threads that weave through all of our traditions, and that's what always strikes me from things like this, that, you know, we talked about the light and how all of our traditions lift up light and hope and peace, and I think that's so important in times like this to remember those threads that weave throughout all of our faiths.
It was truly inspirational to be here today. It's not often that people of different faiths come together and really can celebrate God's presence in their life. Often, you know, we think of our differences more than our similarities, and at the very core of it, we are all worshippers of the same great God, and the path that we take towards that is really might be different, but at the end it is the same, and we could feel that love and that happiness and felt happy to be part of God's family today.
We really love this type of activities where we all types of faiths, people from different backgrounds come together and talk about the common values that can help everyone grow together without any differences.
It's an important night because we stand together as a community here in Burlington, and we came to pray together, we came to talk together, and you know, share different traditions and cultures, and you know, that really defines who we are. We're a very tight-knit community, and really events like this show that.
This is always just such a wonderful service. I think I've been to it pretty much every year since I've been in Burlington, and you know, I think it just touches on a lot of things from different faiths, just reminding us all to be thankful for what we have in this world. And it's always a very, very nice service, and the hosting House of Worship always does a great job, so it's very enjoyable.
Participants said they were uplifted by the message of unity and said it is a lesson we should live with throughout the year.
We are all people who have differences, but our similarities overcome that. And I was thinking about that. We all have our different traditions and our different faiths, but the message is the same. You know, no matter which direction you come in, we seem to get to the same place at the end, which is kindness, respect, and togetherness.
I think that events like tonight and services that allow us to come together from our diverse faith traditions are a wonderful way of getting to know more about one another and coming together even in our differences to uplift the ways that we are all the same, that we share common values and traditions.
Sure. I think it's always very confusing for people when they see people who they're not familiar with or they're worried about what their traditions are. It's Deepavali. When you light that lamp of knowledge, suddenly the ignorance and the evil goes away and we come close to each other. It is with that understanding and knowledge that we can come close to each other. Such programs allow us to come together and understand each other. Today the blessing was read in the same blessing in 4 languages. It might sound different, but it's the exact same blessing to the exact same God. So it's very important, especially in current times. We feel sometimes when the hate is evolving more than the love, it's important for us, people of faith, to come together and say, hey, God's presence is there, and hence good will always win over evil.
The message is very simple. We all want to live peacefully and together. And that is the message here.
At Burlington's Presbyterian Church, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford saying Happy Thanksgiving to all.
If you have any romaine lettuce in your fridge, you should throw it out. The Center for Disease Control has issued an advisory telling consumers, restaurants, and retailers not to eat, serve, or sell any romaine lettuce as the agency investigates an outbreak of E. coli linked to the lettuce. The CDC says 32 people have reported illnesses in 11 states and that 13 of those illnesses have required hospitalization. One person developed hemolytic uremic syndrome, a type of kidney failure. Fortunately, no deaths have been reported. The CDC says the illnesses started to be reported on October 8th, both in the United States and Canada. It seems a little late, 7 weeks later, to be throwing stuff out, but better to be safe than sorry. Consumers who have any type of romaine lettuce in their home should not eat it and should throw it away, even if some of it was eaten and no one has gotten sick, the CDC says. This advice includes all types or uses of romaine lettuce, such as whole heads of romaine, hearts of romaine, bags and boxes of pre-cut lettuce, and salad mixes that contain romaine, including baby romaine, spring mix, and Caesar salad. If you do not know if the lettuce is romaine or whether a salad mix contains romaine, do not eat it and throw it away immediately. Finally, people with symptoms of E. coli infection, such as severe stomach cramps, diarrhea, and vomiting, and think you might have gotten sick from eating romaine lettuce, you should talk to your doctor and report the illness to the health department immediately. Only 3 contestants remain in the first Burlington Idol competition hosted by Chops American Bar and Grill in the Burlington Marriott. BNews Entertainment reporter Chris Flaherty has this recap of the third and the semifinal round.
And then there were 3. The third and semi-final round of Burlington Idol was a night packed with amazing performances. When it was time for the final curtain call, the judges would select only 3 of the 5 singers to return for the finals next week. As the stakes in the competition grew higher, each musician brought out something they held back in previous rounds, making round 3 a night full of diverse and unique performances. Morgan Mintz performed an original song that was dear to her heart and reflected on her own personal hardships.
I really struggle with is just mental health and depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts, and so I know it's like really heavy, but I honestly feel like I'm part of a generation that's really starting to talk about this more and be really open about it. And so that song I really wrote when I was in a really tough time, and a lot of my songs are about how my walk with God has sort of helped me get through those deep, dark thoughts and dark times. And so that song I wrote in a time when I was thinking, you know, honestly, it would be cool to be like a bird and not have to worry about the crazy world that we live in. So it's very close to my heart.
Lisa Fantini, who up until this point went without an instrument, brought out her guitar for her performance of The Girl from Ipanema.
I'm always hesitant to play on an instrument because I love moving around and engaging the audience by looking at them, but when I play it with the guitar, I have to look at the chords, and I feel like I engage less. It's kind of like I'm in my own little world, and so that's why I've been hesitating to bring it out, but I think I'll bring it out next week too, a little bit.
Molly Cooperus treated the audience to her own unique rendition of one of Britney Spears' classic pop tracks, Toxic.
I was obsessed with Britney Spears for my whole childhood, and then I got to school and started exploring with like arrangement and what kind of style music I like and how I could still fit that part of me into what I do now, and that just came out. Honestly, I practiced it like 5 times earlier today and none of them were alike. That's just what came out, so.
Everyone could agree, no one had a harder job that night than the panel of judges. However, they all shared the same feeling that it was amazing to watch this talented group of musicians perform.
I've been playing at the Burlington Marriott, performing for the past couple of years through Jay Pisaros and PB&J Records, and Jay reached out to me, invited me to come and judge a few nights. I didn't really know what to expect walking into it, and then I was blown away by the level of talent.
Really shocked at the level of talent at such a young age. Makes me feel like I have a lot of work to do. So it was a really inspiring evening.
I thought tonight was awesome. This was my second time judging. I was here for the first round. I missed the second round, and then I came on tonight to see a thinned crowd, but I recognized the faces from the first night. I think that these guys are amazing performers. They're really doing a great job.
Regardless of the outcome next week, each of the finalists have found this to be a rewarding experience.
It's honestly meant so much. I've gotten to see friends and family who I normally wouldn't get to see on a weekly basis. And it means the world to me that they're coming out to support me, and just the fact that this has brought together so many friends and families. And also I've gotten to meet new people, and I've always wanted to be a rock star, and so I feel like this is such a great way to do it on a less intense level.
I think it's really, really cool to see just the number of young men and women that are in this area that just really have amazing talent. And yeah, I think just every week to be able to hear them and then be able to even compare that to my own performance and think, okay, what can I do better? How can I improve? What can I do more? And how can I learn from what they have done so that I can become even more excellent? I think that's been one of the best things.
This whole experience has been just really amazing. I mean, getting the chance to perform in front of so many people that I haven't met, meeting these other artists who are incredible, and just kind of getting closer through that. And I don't know, it's just been amazing.
3 contestants left and 1 round to go, but who will be the first Burlington Idol? We'll find out next week. This has been your BNEWS Entertainment Buzz. Flaherty out.
The Burlington Board of Selectmen is currently seeking members of the community to fill seats on the Burlington Audit Committee. Applicants will preferably have a background in accounting or finance. The purpose of the Audit Committee is to work with the town's financial departments and other town administration in reviewing the results of the annual audit as performed by the town's certified public accountants. Also, the Burlington Zoning Bylaw Review Committee is seeking to fill a position of recording secretary for the town's Zoning Bylaw Review Committee. The purpose of the Zoning Bylaw Review Committee is to review and make recommendations to town meeting regarding any changes to the town's zoning bylaws. This position is open to both residents and non-residents. The committee meetings are held once a month on Wednesday evenings, typically lasting 2 to 3 hours, starting at 6 p.m. If you wish to be considered for one of these positions, please send a letter of interest, including a resume and the application to Betty McDonough at BM McDonough. Let's try that again. bmcdonough at burlington.org. The Burlington Department of Public Works and Burlington Public Transit are seeking input from residents on public transportation in town. They are holding a public meeting on Tuesday, November 27th at 6 p.m. at the Grandview Farm to present potential service improvement scenarios. These scenarios are based on a comprehensive analysis of existing services and feedback received from riders and non-riders through surveys and at the previous round of public meetings. One possible scenario is working with neighboring communities to better connect the transit systems. Public transportation is vital to the future of our region. An invitation to the meeting reads, the towns of Bedford, Burlington, and Lexington are currently evaluating the effectiveness of the current transit services operating in the 3 communities. The Tri-Town Efficiency and Regionalization Transit Study is a joint effort to assess the overall mobility needs of the 3 towns and identify possible coordination opportunities that could enhance transit services and efficiencies through shared resources. To get the most information to help with the process of forming a plan, the agencies are hoping to get input from transit riders and anyone with interest in public transportation. Community participation is vital to the success of the study, the invite says. Whether you are an existing transit user or simply an interested citizen, we encourage you to attend the upcoming public meeting session to learn about potential service improvements being considered for the community. We've had cold weather and lots of rain the last few weeks. To see what's coming in the week ahead, we go now to BNEWS weatherman Peter Brown for the latest forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with the Literature of Weather for the next 7 days. I hope you all made it through that incredibly chilly Thanksgiving that we had, and starting out our period though on Black Friday, if you're out there doing any shopping, we're going to continue that really chilly trend out there. We're only looking at temperatures in the low 30s, so that's well below our average highs for this time of the year, and that's pretty much the same as what we've been seeing for the past 6 to 7 weeks here in the Burlington area. We're going to be pretty darn far away from that record high of 72, and it doesn't look like we have really any of that type of mild air coming towards us in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And of course, rounding out the end of the period, look at this, we are almost at the end of November. Average highs at that time of the year should be about in the mid-40s, and we're going to see temperatures at the end of the period not too far away from the average, but still probably a degree or two below that. And of course, as you notice, the length of our days keep getting shorter as we head towards the start of winter. Now, as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our temperatures, or what the Climate Prediction Center is expecting for us for the next week or so. Now, looking at this map in our area up here in southern New England, here in the Burlington area, really looks like there's not going to be too much of a departure from average from our high temperatures, and that's going to be pretty well noted as we start the beginning of next week. We're going to see temperatures moderating from that chilly, chilly weather that we saw over Thanksgiving and on Black Friday, so that's something that's a little bit to look forward to. We'll be able to thaw out a little bit. If you're traveling, though, down to Florida anywhere time soon, taking any vacation, looks like you're going to have some beautiful weather. And looks like the above-average temperatures are going to be continuing out west, out in that area. But if you're traveling to the center of the country or back up further up into New England, into northern New England, looks like those cold temperatures are probably going to be staying there for quite a while. Now, as we go ahead, let me show you a little bit about the weather and those temperatures coming up for the next 7 days. Again, starting out on Friday, Black Friday, you're out doing all that shopping and going out to eat. Temperatures are going to be really chilly. There's going to be a little bit of a gusty wind still left out there, so highs are probably only going to feel like they're going to be in the upper teens to maybe around 20. And of course, at nighttime, look at those low temperatures again, way down in the middle teens, so pretty chilly out there. Now, as we start out the weekend, looks like Saturday's going to be the pick of the day for us, so if you have any errands that you're going out to do any more holiday shopping, temperatures are going to moderate up into the low 40s, and actually latest trends have suggested that we may actually see temperatures getting up into the upper 40s, so it'll definitely feel much warmer out there. But as we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we're going to see kind of a messy trend in our weather showing up. We're going to see maybe some mix of rain and maybe sleet pellets for maybe 2 or 3 days here, bringing pretty significant amount of wet weather to our area again. But again, looks like our temperatures are going to stay in the 40s, so it looks like any chances of any heavy snow are pretty slim to really non-existent. And of course, as we get in towards the end of the week again, temperatures are going to start cooling down back into the mid-30s again under fair skies, and we have to take a look out beyond the 10-day forecast. There are some indications that we may be seeing a storm developing as we get beyond the 10 days, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
And this is your community calendar. Come and help a family in need this holiday season. From November 24th through December 12th, Burlington's People Helping People will be having their annual Wish Tree fundraiser. The fundraiser will be held at the Burlington Mall, and everyone is welcome to donate. For more information and to volunteer, call Joanne Garassi at 781-933-0766. This will be an incredible movie. On Friday, November 30th, from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., the Francis Wyman PTO will be having a movie night. The movie they will be showing is The Incredibles 2. Tickets are $10 per person, and there will also be pizza and refreshments. Everyone is welcome, and for more information and for tickets, visit franciswymanpto.org. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. On Saturday, December 1st at 4 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having their 47th annual tree lighting ceremony on the town common. There will also be fireworks, a visit from Santa, and much more. If there's inclement weather, the tree lighting will be moved to Tuesday, December 4th. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more information, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
In sports, Burlington unfortunately was defeated on Thanksgiving Day by Lexington 40-27. Another week, another photo to highlight. This week we have a young Burlington resident showing her appreciation for the men and women of the armed services who risked their lives defending our nation and its ideals. It was sent in by Linda McNamee and shows Girl Scout Julia Hunt from Daisy Troop number 67451 sitting on the grass at Varsity Field during this year's Veterans Day ceremony. Her message conveyed by her handmade sign was, "Thank you for your service." Thanks for the photo, Linda. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your door, or photos of your family members, friends, and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, that's here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with Rich Hosford, Chris Flaherty, Robert Parrish, Peter Brown, and Maddie Shipka. Thank you for joining us.